Welcome, everyone. In today's journey, we are going to embark on an absolutely spectacular visual adventure. We're launching our dynamic virtual 3D map to fly right over one of the most massive and, frankly, most intricate river systems on the entire planet. Through this visual explainer, we're literally going to trace the lifeline of a nation, all the way from the freezing snowy peaks right down to the ocean. So, buckle up and let's get ready. Okay, let's dive into this. To really wrap our heads around the sheer scale of the geographic map we're exploring today, we have to anchor ourselves to one massive number, 2,525 kilometers. I mean, think about that. This isn't just a river, it's practically a continental artery. And we are going to use our map to trace every single crucial turn of this massive 2,525 kilometer journey, starting from the very, very top. Think of this as our flight itinerary for today. First, we'll check out the origin and the 5 confluences. Second, we track the long journey through the plains. Third, we hit the Hooghly, Padma, and the Sundarbans. And finally, we'll map out the major tributaries of the Ganga. All right, Section 1, the origin and the 5 confluences, or the genesis in the mountains. Okay, zooming our 3D map way up into the towering snow-capped peaks of the Badrinath region, you can actually see this complex origin story unfolding, almost like building blocks snapping together. First up, at Vishnu Prayag, the Vishnu Ganga and Dali Ganga meet, and boom, they form the Alaknanda River. Now as that flows down, it hits Nan Prayag, absorbing the Nandakini River. Our next geographic coordinate is Karna Prayag, where the Pindar River joins the mix. Moving further down the map to Rudraprayag, the Alaknanda merges with the Mandakini River, which is flowing straight down from Kedarnath. And finally, we reach Devprayag. This is where the Alaknanda meets the Bhagirathi River, which originates from Gangotri. If you look closely at the map, you'll notice how at each specific point, the river grows exponentially in both power and volume. Now, here's a fascinating geographic technicality that a lot of people actually miss. The Ganga, as a named entity, doesn't really exist until this precise moment of convergence at Devprayag. It literally takes the combined force of both the Alaknanda and Bhagirathi streams crashing together to officially birth the unified river we know as the Holy Ganga. Pretty cool, right? Let's move to Section 2 and see how this builds. The long journey through the plains, starting right where it enters at Haridwar. Trucking our 3D map downwards, we are officially leaving the rugged mountain terrain behind. The newly formed Ganga descends with this incredible force and just crashes into the flatlands right at Haridwar. Now, as we guide our perspective eastward across the plains, look at the sheer scale of this. You can see the river charting a massive course across 5 major states. It starts off in Uttarakhand, then flows smoothly into Uttar Pradesh. And wow, take a look at that stretch on the map. Uttar Pradesh is by far the longest stretch of this entire journey. From there, it flows sequentially into Bihar, takes a brief touch into Jharkhand, and then sweeps beautifully right through West Bengal. Moving on to Section 3, Hooghly, Padma, and the Sundarbans. The Great Divide and the final delta. Now, what's really interesting about this next slide is, when we zoom into Farakka in West Bengal, we reach this incredible fork in the road. It's a major geographical split. The river basically impartially adopts 2 entirely different identities as it crosses these state and national borders. Check out the left branch. The water flows southwards through West Bengal and takes on the name Hooghly. But on the right branch, the water flows eastwards, crossing the international border into Bangladesh, where it officially becomes known as the Padma. And that brings us to the dramatic finale of our primary route. Both of these massive waterways eventually empty out into the Bay of Bengal. But in doing so, they deposit these incredibly rich sediments that create the sprawling, vital ecosystem you see highlighted in green right here on our map, the Sundarbans. And this isn't just your run-of-the-mill delta. It is officially the world's largest delta. It acts as this massive biological filter and an absolutely vital coastal shield. So, the crucial point is, we need to look at Section 4, the major tributaries of the Ganga, the vast network of allies. Because here's the thing, the main river doesn't achieve this incredible scale all on its own. Pulling our 3D map way back to view the wider picture, let's categorize these allied rivers by their geographical entry points. Coming down from the north, the Ganga is heavily fed by the Ramganga, the Gumti, Gagra, Gandak, and the Kosi rivers. Meanwhile, coming up from the south, it receives the immense waters of the mighty Yamuna and the Son rivers. The sheer volume of water that these allies bring into the system, well, that's exactly what gives the Ganga its unstoppable momentum. And this brilliantly illustrates the true complexity of the basin. I mean, look at this. Even the tributaries have their own complex tributaries. See right here on the map? The Chambal, Sindh, and Betwa rivers. They all pour into the Yamuna first, before the Yamuna even makes it to the Ganga. The Son River, on the other hand, well, that one makes a direct connection straight to the Ganga. And further down, the Damodar River merges directly with the Hooghly branch. It's just a breathtaking, deeply interconnected web of water flowing across the entire subcontinent. Well, we've just flown over a staggering 2,525-kilometer lifeline. We've mapped its mountain origins, those sweeping plains, its grand division, and the incredibly complex tributary networks. But a river this immense, with so much history and geography baked into it, it always holds more secrets. So I have to ask, what else do you know about the Ganga River? Drop your own geographical facts, thoughts, or local knowledge in the comments below. Keep exploring, and I'll catch you on our next Visual Explainer.